Hello guys, Anbraxas here, bringing part 3, and I do believe the final part of my tutorial on how to prop warrior flag carry in 4.3 of Cataclysm. I have in previous videos gone over how to gear your warrior, how to node set, and this will be how to flag carry. This is the same bug that I did pick up earlier. It's an 1800 group. And all we're doing in this match is flag carrying. I will not be showing the entire match because I do cover everything you need to know about prop warrior flag carrying here in the first 10 minutes. So that's all I will be uploading. I do not have the audio from this, so I cannot upload a raw recording, but if that's something that is desired, just leave in the comments that you would like to hear raw recordings of Rated Battlegrounds, where you can hear what I'm calling out, what they're calling out. And I'll go ahead and I will get that kind of footage for you, but I would like to focus more on Mr. Pandaria and Diablo 3 when it comes out. Anyhow, first thing I'm going to talk about here is what you're looking for is a prop warrior flag carrier on any flag match. It doesn't matter if it's Warsong Gulch or Twin Peaks. As you're looking for the rogue. The rogues usually go for an intercept, even up to a 2200 team. Sometimes the rogues will go for an intercept. Maybe one may stay back once in a while to smoke bomb someone for an instant kill at the first clash in the middle. But right about from here to the water, I am expecting the rogue to intervene me or intercept me, and my paladin is following me if you look at the mini map. But I do see the rogues popped. I say paladin, turn around. The rogue is engaged, giving me a free path to the flag and back to my group. So my paladin does break off to give my group some additional heals, and that's basically the way it's supposed to work. What I like to do is if the rogue does open on you and you're still mounted and haven't mounted yet and your paladin is close enough, what you have your paladin do is you have him run up, cleanse the poison off you, Hand of Freedom, and Blessing of Protection all at the same time, and that gives you a 100% shot to the flag, and all he has to do is hodge the rogue, and the rogue really has no choice but to break off, because at that point he's done little to no damage to you. You've popped no cooldowns to stop the incoming damage. It's pretty much good deal. He'll probably just end up breaking back off for his group. So yeah, I wanted to point out what I'm doing here though is I'm not going back to the flag room. In fact, I intervene one of my healers and intercept their Frost DK at the same time to keep him stunned, because typically on dot cleave Rated Battleground teams, which is what both teams are, our team and theirs, the Frost Death Knight is the target caller because he will grip in people, he will call targets, and I just want to get a little stun on him. I noticed the rogue is harassing our Boomkin, who is our main damage dealer, and he calls for peels, so that is my job. I am supposed to be able to peel a rogue off him, and I do, and I call out kill range. The rogue did cheat death, I do believe, to be able to survive that, and he does get all the healing he needs, but at the sacrifice of one of his other teammates here in just a second. At this point, my team is consistently calling out who they're polying, who's getting silenced, who's getting stun locked, etc. But as a prop warrior flag carrier, if you don't have any stacks on you and you don't have a full complement of dots, like that's just one set of warlock dots. That's not full dots, and when I call full dots, it means I need cleanse. But right now, it's not so bad. In fact, just regular AoE heals coming off of the paladin are healing me up. But they do call that their holy paladin is giving them trouble, so you will see it here in just a second. I do select the paladin now. I am set up so that I can heroic throw and silence a caster. I usually do that on a healer. If I'm sticking in the back of my group and reinforcing them, you'll see here I zip forward and I hurt throw the paladin and immediately call out that the paladin is silenced. And as soon as I call that, you will see a couple of people go down because the paladin is trying to keep the shaman up and he's trying to keep the mage up. So both the shaman and the mage go down. And at this point, their team is wiping. With 2 heals, the rogue immediately hops on the priest, stun locks him. Our rogue does go down. I do catch the rogue off sides. Their entire team peels back across the river. The rogue decides he's going to try to be a hero here and pays for it with his life. So what I want to talk about right here at this point in time is the dangers for our RBG group. You do not want to push back across the river and be underneath their graveyard. That is a very bad position, and I call it out. The healers cannot move forward unless I move forward because they are focused on me. We're a 3 heal team, and in all honesty, I don't care if it was a 4 heal team. I would still be up with my team. A prot warrior without any stacks on him can lend immense support for your team. You can go in and just lay thick crowd control on people. You could break a kill target basically if they're focusing someone down and you run in and shockwave and knock 5 or 6 people out. You can easily break a kill target. You can break one of their smoke bombs. But at this point, a couple of the people on our team have white bat, and right now the smart move would be, and as you saw, I jumped across the bridge. But I didn't do it in the normal way. I jumped across the bridge and broke line of sight with the pillars of the bridge because I knew that the Death Knight would be coming to try to death grip me back. Most of my team's dead, so at this point, even with me not having popped any of my cooldowns, it would be a very, very easy kill. So Warlock goes ahead, gives some more stones. I haven't had to use my stone yet. But what I'm wanting to focus on right here for you guys is cooldown management. When a melee first opens on you, anytime anyone touches you other than even dots, your shield wall, not your shield wall, but your shield block, which is number 7, shield block does reduce some magic damage by just a smidgen. It's not a whole lot, but it does reduce some magic damage. Basically, anytime anyone touches you, you want to start running that on cooldown until you're completely free of that. But shield wall is your main CD. You want to save for absolute last. You do not want to pop it under any circumstances. You want to save it. It's a real lifesaver. It's a massive damage reduction, incoming damage reduction. It does stack with your resilience. So whenever your shield wall's up, depending on what your stacks are, if you have 10 stacks and you shield wall, you're still technically wearing about 3 stacks, somewhere in there. But the stacks negate your resilience for the most part. You got to think about each stack is an increased damage. But I wanted to pause here for just a split second and talk about what's going on before I keep going with stacks. Right now my team's pushed across the river. I'm debating whether I'm going to push across with them. They say they are going to try to go in on the FC, but they probably will not be able to succeed. He has 3 stacks and he still has his shield wall, but they are going to make him pop his cooldowns, which will lend to the kill here in a few minutes. So I do push forward with my team close enough where my heals can stay healing on me if they need to, but I will pull back. But to go back to what I was talking about with the stacks are set up in such a way, every time you get a stack, it's 10% more damage. 10% more damage done to you. So at 10 stacks, if someone hits you, it's like having 2 of them there. They're hitting for 100% more damage. So it's quite literally like having 2 people there. If you're at 5 stacks, it's like having 1.5 rogues on you, or 1.5 mages. At 6 stacks, your resilience is completely null and void. At 6 stacks, it would be like them hitting somebody who isn't wearing resilience for the most part. Because that's a 60% damage increase. If you have a 50% damage decrease, they're still doing 10% more damage. And that's where the stat game comes into play, and why I suggested in an earlier video, if you can get as much Cataclysm as you can, do it. You need that resilience because it protects you up to 5 stacks. Once you have 5 stacks, though, you are relying on your cooldowns to keep you alive. And what you're looking for the entire time here is the rogue. You want to keep a very close eye on the rogue because the team cannot make an attempt on your life without the rogue. They need the smoke bomb. It breaks all line of sight of your team on you for 3 seconds, which means you cannot receive heals for 3 seconds while you're in smoke bomb. That is why you save your trinket. You do not pop your trinket for any other reason unless you get cycloned on the flag cap. That is the only other time you would pop your trinket, is when you're trying to cap the flag and they are cycloning you, something that can't be dispelled off of you. that's when you trinket. If it's a sure 100% cap, otherwise you save your trinket. Save it, save it, save it. At this point, both teams have been pretty vicious towards each other. I'm peeling back to this rock here because they do say they're going on their FC. We are at 6 stacks now, so his resilience doesn't matter. Neither does mine. And I have peeled off. And this clip here is going to be coming to an end. But I just want to talk about some of the utility of warriors. Like, you're one of the most utility heavy classes on your team other than a rogue, and you need to remember that, because when it comes down to stopping people, slowing people down, you are a force to be reckoned with. And right there, rogue calls smoke bomb, their flag carrier goes down. I'm moving back. But like I said, as far as cooldowns are concerned, you do not pop cooldowns unless you absolutely have to. You save your shield wall for anything above 5 stacks. If you die below 5 stacks and there's more than 2 healers around you, it's the healer's fault. It's not your fault. You shouldn't have to pop shield wall until you get over 5 stacks, unless you're on your own. But I go ahead and I cap this flag now. You can see here that it does bug out, but I do get the cap as soon as I step off of the plate. So that is a good thing. That's basically it. That's what you need to know about Prot Warrior flag carrying. A lot of this is experience. Once you get around 150 rated battlegrounds under your belt, you'll be a very seasoned flag carrier. And at that point, I would suggest trying to find yourself a 2200 team to push with. That's about it. Just remember, guys, manage your cooldowns. That is the biggest part about being a Prot Warrior, is managing your cooldowns, knowing when it's time to die, like I did right there to cut the field in 50%, and knowing your role, knowing what you can do, what you can't do, and knowing what you need to call out. Like when you have a full complement of dots, calling that out. When the rogue opens on you, calling that out. That's what you need to know. I hope this helps you guys out. If you need any other videos in the future, be sure to leave me a comment or a in-game email, something like that, and I will make sure I address it for you.